Hey everyone, it's me, Master Fran. Welcome to my art stream tonight. It's a shorter one tonight as I've shown up much later than normal. Uh, um, I have roughly an hour or so to stream, but I'm doing streaming now. So what I'm gonna be working on is a tattoo commission for a friend, and this is actually part of a pair of commissions. Worked on this commission, which is a lion commission, a lion tattoo. It's kind of like a sort of a sun line. That's pretty cool, actually. Yeah, it's nice, cool sun pattern I got here. And I've been working on this. I worked on this last night, and luckily I recorded. I record myself drawing this. I yeah, record drawing this, so I'll I'd say like for the YouTube post, I'll see if I can edit me drawing them both together in like a mini thing while I draw my second one, which is this drawing, which of a moon bowl. It's kind of like a large moon sketch here. I'm actually gonna reduce the screen size of this just a wee bit, because this is actually supposed to be a 9x9 size one. But I could probably size you to something fairly larger, like something probably would benefit this. But yeah, this is going to be a shorter one, so hopefully I can be fairly entertaining while you watch me fiddle with just some super basic art commission stuff. This was originally supposed to be a game. This was originally going to be a game stream tonight, because I want to play some games for this stream instead of, I guess, arting today, but I couldn't get any of my emulators to work. Oh, it's been a real pain to keister with that. And this is pretty nice. Yeah, tried using emulators, that wasn't working, and Steam was absolutely... I had no games downloaded. I didn't want to wait so long for my games to download, so I was like, you know what, I'll wait until I'll do this some other time. So that's kind of just what I've been doing, working on this in terms of I've been just doing whatever. Life has kind of just been alright for me. I go to work like anyone else, and it's been pretty decent. What could I say? I could probably talk about the status of Black Mask and the fact that I guess personally I haven't made much art status past, I'd say, probably just typical. I actually haven't really made much art progress on Black Mask besides just drawing stuff. I've been, I guess, struggling with just playing environments and stuff like that. And if you follow me online, you've probably been seeing me like sort of complain to myself about it, where I'm at my day job, I have all this time in the world, and I basically just have dumb art block. I'm not able to just perform, and that actually just royally sucks, because when you keep begging the universe to give you an opportunity to have more time, and You you have all this time, and then suddenly you have all the time in the world and you just can't use it at all. It's the worst feeling in the world, where you want to make things happen and you're not making it happen. You're just stuck. Some stupid reason. And that can be a real letdown. And here I am, kind of like not struggling, but I have all the time in the world in my day job, where I can basically just do what I want. It's not a problem. But I'm at a so I travel a lot for my day job and stuff like that. Like, I'm a school bus driver, so I work with state high school stuff, and they're doing like a sports team and like that. So I have all the time in the world. They pay for my hotel, and so I got plenty of time to just wait, and I have enough time to do my own stuff. I don't need to deal with the school bus thing, just me and just time. I got all the time in the world. The high school kids are playing their sports team, so they're doing that stuff. I want to do another ad time, eh? Alright, Destiny, I'll play another ad. Bada boom. Here we go. We got an ad. And once we play an ad, it'll just go forward. It'll be a 60-second ad. And I probably won't continue drawing for a bit, so I just make sure everyone is just solid. So I'll just stick about until the ad runs. While I do that, I'm gonna take a swig. And we're back. And welcome back. That was a long, or at least a ad break where everybody else was, if you're not subscribed to me, you probably saw ads, and if not, it's what it is. But luckily, I'm a nice guy, and I, didn't start drawing until, the ad was over. So, I'm going to be, continuing on this drawing. Let's work on a commission as I go. And this is a commission for a tattoo. And I've been working on this on and off for the past 2 weeks or so. And it's kind of straightforward, because it's a simple drawing of a bull and stuff like that. So, my friend, he likes taking tattoos, and he wanted to commission me for art, so why the hell not? And luckily I'm rocking the symmetry brush here, where everything's symmetrical, nice and symmetrical. So, anywho's, what am I doing? This needs to be probably like ears and stuff like that, so I did initially do the sketch of the ears here, but I'll probably just put it here, like how I had it originally. Because, like, looking at this reference, this bull, cow would, it works. It works for this spot. Right around here is where the eyes are, so my initial drawing was correct. And granted, it looks sort of like the Chicago Bulls logo, and some might say that I'm slightly biased, considering that I live in Illinois, and honestly, I'm indifferent. I probably should Dude, I should go closer to the original sketch of this, actually. But I feel like it doesn't read as a bull and more cow. Or not a cow, but a pig. That's kind of just one of those things. But, as I've mentioned before, yeah, I think I'll just do something similar to that. Plus, I still have the head, so let's put you here. Yeah, at least you don't live in Florida, Lamau. Yeah. Do you live in Florida? Yeah, but... Well, at least you have the Miami Dolphins if you live in Florida. You do live in Florida. Oh, that's a shame. That's a goddamn curse. Florida man will chase you down and come kill you. That's how it be. Well, don't let Florida man get you. That's all I can tell you. The worst I've got to deal with in Chicago, or at least Illinois, is, I guess, corn. You know, that's really just all I really need to deal with. Is just corn's the worst of it. I know a lot of people will say guns, but I live in the suburbs, so I don't really need to worry about that. I guess maybe like Karens at best, but really it's not that big of a deal in, I guess, my neck of the woods. I usually say that I live in Chicago, but it's like I don't actually live in the city. I live more like in the suburbs. So it's not actually Chicago, but just suburban Illinois. I usually just say Chicago because, well, nobody outside of Illinois knows where the hell I live in Illinois, so it's like, whatever. And I'm not really going to disclose exactly where in Illinois I'm going to say. I just say that I'm Chicago and that's about it. Alright. Simple way to put it. Oh yeah. But yeah, this looks alright. I like trim the brush just a little bit. Looks pretty good. But yeah, I've mostly just been doing this stuff, really. Black Mass has kind of just been... It's chugging along. I personally have I feel like I dropped the ball a little because I haven't made much progress with pixel art stuff. Yeah, it looks like eyelashes, kinda. So I'll just leave it. Yeah, that'll look fine. And then probably just do that here. And yeah, in terms of just pixel art stuff that I've been doing with Black Mass, nothing significant. Adam, my programmer, he actually took a bit of a vacation, so he actually has not gotten much progress done himself, but he tells me that he's rested up, so now he's working on some other stuff right now. Or at least he's working on Black Mass with some new things. So it is what it is. We're both sort of in this, I guess, limbo of not doing a lot in terms of actual game development. And I guess that's the nature of just making stuff in your spare time, is just you're not a 14-year-old, so you don't have all the time in the world. So that's kind of just how that goes. I mean, it is a bunch of excuses. Like I'm not gonna say that's completely justified that I'm not working on it, especially since I'm basically working on a commission that I could really just work on my spare time. But it's kind of just one of those things where yeah, it's one of those things where I could easily get some game progress done. I do like how clean this looks. It's fantastic. Yeah, this does look great. But yeah, in terms of just actual stuff that I've been doing, I've mostly been working on commissions, really. I haven't done much with Black Mask. And honestly, that's my fault. I think one issue that I've kind of just been wrestling with personally is I'm not good at prioritizing my time as much. Where it's like, okay, you're doing work, it's legit, you're getting paid, sure. But you're also like accepting a bazillion different other art things and not focusing on one thing. Like, hey, you've got this, you're doing commissions, yes, and you're doing conventions, but you're also having billions of ideas for other drawing projects where you're like, okay, let's draw this, let's sketch that, let's do this other doodle, let's do some writing and thumbnails and stuff like that, let's draw like 100 rabbits that'll take forever, and I'm not even halfway through that number and I've burned myself out. Plus I broke my phone pen. Yeah. Yeah, the rabbit thing is tough to really like talk about because it's one of those things where it's like, it's a cool idea on paper. Thing is, executing it takes more patience than I have. And just having that patience, it can be tough. So that's kind of just one of those things where I might take a break from the rabbit stuff for a bit, mainly because I need to thumbnail the bigger illustration I want to do for that rabbit illustration, and two, I was like, wait a minute. And two, like, I do feel like I've kind of just burned myself out on that illustration, so it wasn't really an illustration, more just a series of art projects. Like, it was a series of art pieces more than illustrations, and that can easily be an issue if not handled right. And one thing that I'm always beating myself up over is making, I guess, sketch promises that I can't keep. Because it's like, I make a bunch of thumbnails, right? And there are a bunch of like cool ideas for sketches where it's like for characters, for illustrations, for whatever, and I don't really stick to them, so that can be a massive issue. And I've kind of just become a little bit more introspective about that, where I'm sort of seeing the flaws in that. Well, I am seeing the flaws in that. There's no sort of to this. I am seeing the flaws, and it's clearly a problem that I need to figure out. Okay. Figuring out the move is kind of interesting. I want to stretch the horns so it fits their head while it fits this. It's weird. I think I almost got it. Okay. Bingo. Alright, almost got it. I just need to get the point down. And now at this point, I'm just fiddling around with the rules. I could probably just work this down, file it down to an actual point. No one's actually gonna notice. Well, I'm gonna notice. Everyone's gonna, you're seeing the progress, and that's kind of just how that be. That's what these streams about. You're seeing the warts and all stuff. Like if you missed a stream, you're going to see me do perfect artwork, and you're not going to see the struggles and the frustrations of not doing immaculately perfect artwork from the jump. And that can be tough. And you know what? Let me save numero 3. That should be good. Yeah. Yeah, it's nearly done. We just need one more bit of shading and it'll look great. And luckily it's just an ink commission. It's not a color commission. Though I could color like if I wanted to. Like it's a personal thing for me if I want to color it. I'll probably do like a gradient or something that could work. Nice simple gradient. But yeah, what am I doing? So I'm doing this. So I need the circle tool. Circle tool. Pressing buttons. They're not giving me the circle tool. I know where it is. It's right here. I can move you. But yes, what am I doing again? So yeah, I was talking about just the difficulties of making yourself happen. Oh yeah, thanks for the stretch here. I should take a stretch because I'm probably hunched. But yeah, I've been, it can sometimes be tough to get yourself in the headspace of actually working and forming the habit of drawing the thing you're supposed to draw. And one good thing, or at least one way to, I guess, mitigate that, or at least try to force yourself to do it, is to find a way to have the thing that you're going to draw as close to in front of you as possible. So, say you have, say a writing project. If you set up your desk so there's nothing else but that writing project right in front of you, it's always on your desk. It's always gonna be there. You can't just escape it. Like it'll always be on your desk, and it's gonna be your elf in the room. You can't miss it. So when you're doing that, you can do all the stuff you want, but it'll still be on your mind because the assignment's still there. So that looks right. Okay, gonna be going nuts here. Go as large as I can with a brush, because why the heck not? We're just gonna go batty. What was I saying? But yeah, if you keep your art thing or your writing thing or the task that you need to do close by, like at least a note or maybe it half finished, in a spot, you'll be able to at least keep it on your mind, because eventually your brain will say, yes, I do need to work on it, and you'll at least start working on it. And when you start working on it, it will, domino into you actually working on it for real, and makes things much more easy. Makes things much easier to actually complete a task. That's actually been one thing that I've done today. Is I also have another commission, which is someone's cats and things like that. I was doing some sketches for a traditional art commission of someone's pets, and I've been working on that. And for the longest time, I actually didn't want to be working on it because I was trying to write wasn't really trying to write, but kind of just think about some black mass story things, and kind of debating with myself on whether or not the scope's too large for what we should be doing. And I was kind of just doing that and feeling sad for myself. And I realized that I still had those sketches, they're half finished and stuff like that. And I realized, I didn't just realize, but I knew that I did need to get that done regardless. So that's kind of just how that went. And I'll make this a mask instead of erasing it. That way, if I do need to change anything, it's a mask. I don't have to worry about anything. It's all good. Yeah, there we are. Immaculate. Yeah, pardon me. I'm, still kind of figuring out how this commission's gonna look. But yeah, and I was working on it, and I was working on the other cat commission, and I actually managed to get it done by simply having it close by, that it was still in my vicinity and I could actually do it. And I wasn't doing it all the time, like doing little bits, probably like picking at it in some ways, as I had my hour of time before I need to pick up my brother from work, because he doesn't drive, he doesn't have a license. And that's one of those things where you have all the time in the world. You can either do nothing or you can do your art. There's this Neil Gaiman quote, actually, where it's like, you can either do nothing or you can write. And that's kind of just how he sets up his day, where he's able to stay pretty productive because he just sets things up where he has nothing else to do but write. And that's a nice little pro tip from him, and it's a nice thing to steal from if you're ever kind of just stuck and you don't know what to do. Sometimes just putting yourself in, I guess, a non-stimulated state where you turn off your phone or you get rid of your phone. Like, you put yourself in a room with nothing but like a chair, a notebook, or maybe like a tiny Chromebook with just Microsoft Word or whatever, and it's not connected to the internet or nothing. It's just you, a word processor, and just your boredom and imagination. And because you're bored, you're able to activate your imagination much easier because, well, you're bored. You don't have much to do, and you want to do something to alleviate that boredom. And it's actually scientifically proven that boredom does induce creativity. So, yeah, that's kind of just one of those things where It just makes things much more valid that you kind of just remove the distractions while you're working on your stuff. And that way you'll actually be remotely productive. And yeah, that's one of the many different ways to do it. And obviously taking sensible breaks is also a better thing. Like, if you constantly force yourself to always be in the grind, always constantly trying to push yourself to make art, you tend to just start getting burned out. And that's what I was sort of feeling over last weekend. I was kind of just feeling burned out. I was feeling dejected and frustrated and kind of ticked in a way. So I figured that I'd need to either do something else or work through that. And sometimes you kind of need to do that. You shouldn't be crazy hard on yourself because, one, I was still doing my job. I was still at work, so to speak. I'm getting paid to do nothing, basically. So it is what it is with that. Oh, I didn't have my symmetry. You know what? It'll look better when it's not symmetrical, because it's the tattoo artists will kind of just see that and be like, okay, you didn't completely just use a machine to do it. You're not a hack. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so far so good with this. I do like this look where, you know, it's a nice cross-hatch look. And I think overall I do like cross-hatching and inking in Clip Studio Paint because it just, I guess it relaxes me a little bit. I like it in Clip Studio Paint more than I like. Oh, and thanks for the hydrate. Yeah, I like inking in Clip Studio Paint more than I like it in Procreate, because as for some reason I can feather much easier than I can in Procreate. I can feather much easier in Clip Studio Paint than I can in Procreate because like it'll still have that tip at least. And for some reason Procreate, it's so sensitive that even though I'm like using a fairly light arm touch, it somehow will always keep this thick blob at the start and then go back to thin at just the margins at like the tiniest millisecond. It's always like at the start, and then it might taper off. I can never like taper in. It's always just, it's actually no, it's backwards. Like when I'm doing this, I can't really have it taper and fall off at the tip because I actually have to start at the tip then grow, which is bizarre to me, and I'm struggling to figure out why Procreate just lets me do that. Or it doesn't let me do that, it just doesn't let me feather correctly. And it turns out that Procreate has classic taper on, and a lot of the brushes, I guess, still have the legacy controls from maybe previous versions of Procreate. And sorry for that. Yeah, as previous versions of Procreate, where I guess it had its own weird settings, and it did pen tips backwards, so I turned that off in Procreate, and now I can just art like normal, and it feels pretty good. Obviously, I could probably modify you just a week and try to set up the fall off to be maybe faster. The brush tip I push the stroke a little bit further. A little bit of a stretch. It would be pretty hype if I could push the tip. Just the tip or something. I'm nearly done. I'm just fiddling around seeing what else is there. Fresh shape, fresh sides. Yeah. Well, it kind of doesn't matter because I'm kind of just looking around for what I'm supposed to do. And let's see if there's anything else I really need to do. I could probably get a little bit more shape and definite out here. Like a wee bit of feather. I'm sure a tattoo artist isn't really going to just have all this there, but you never know. Tattoo artists are pretty elaborate. They're pretty good at their job with that, so I won't count them out just yet. But still, it's kind of just one of those things where it's like, you know, tattoo artists are they're one of a kind, a lot of aspects. So it'd be nuts if I just counted out just adding so many lines. And honestly, I like how many lines I put here. You know, it's nice and it looks textured in a way. I like how it's textured. You know what? Because I'm a lazy asshole, I'm actually gonna flip you. Oh, come on. Bada boom. Now we're just look at that. And it looks basically like I did it symmetrical. Yeah, it just looks fantastic. I could probably add a slight rim to the under horn here. I can do that. And it looks pretty solid. That looks fantastic. I feel knocked out. Oh yeah. Yeah. Once I think I'm nearly done with this, and then I'll just wrap the stream because there's really not much else I need to do. Because again, I was going to play some video games, but my computer is absolute crap. Like, I was trying to play Symphony of Night, my computer will not run the emulator on stream. Like, it can run the emulator, but it handles full screen terribly on OBS. And there's a lot of research that I need to do before I can actually stream on my computer with OBS in like an actual screen template. And yeah, literally cheeks. Oh yeah. Literally cheeks. Oh, I mean, like, I'm guessing you're talking about the bowl here, where got this cross hatching going. But yeah, Symphony Nights. I was gonna play a video game tonight, and well, those plans just went south because my computer just does not work. So I'll figure out some. Well, for now, tonight I'm just streaming art, and I'll probably just figure out the game stuff on another date. Just a matter of doing stuff. I need to even. I think at this point I'm just noodling around. Yeah, I think at this point I'm just noodling around with just basic. Just super basic stuff here. Could do like. Nah. I need to let this go. Because it looks fine. Like, this both looks fine. Like, you look fine, you look fine. Put you side by side. You look fine. Probably increase the canvas here. Edits. Stretch you a bit. Yeah, I mean, basically, I'm done for the most part. I know this has kind of just been a fast stream, a short stream. Heck, it's only been like 30 minutes or so, probably less. But, you know, it is what it is. You know what I could do? I could at least add like a basic gradient. So I'm gonna do that actually. Let's do nice old. It's a nice designy invert, like make a. This is supposed to be a sun, of course. So let's make a basic. Bill. Oh yeah! Shit. I know what this is. Okay. This may be a Problabo. Because I accidentally built this. Oh, okay. Yep, this is indeed a Problabo. Because I actually used the gray color, not the transparency. That could be an issue. But it is fixable, no jaggies. I guess it's just a thing I gotta look out for whenever I'm working. But yeah, doing that, then like do some slight sloppy airbrush here. I tilt this red and do like a nice. Oh yeah, this needs to be alpha. Better yet, maybe just this. Oh yeah. Whenever I use the Copic brush, it murders my computer performance. It just flat out doesn't run. I gotta tread lightly with this brush. Have to let go whenever I can. Come on. And like, if I draw any harder on this, it will frickin' just take forever. It'll just move by itself. Yeah, super bad delay. That's kind of just how that goes. It's really bad. It's not even a streaming thing either. It's like, if I have this brush larger than it should be, it just chugs in performance. I think I think it's factoring in the texture. I think. Let's see, texture. I think it's dual textured, where it's got like a Copic overlay texture. I think that's the only texture it's got. But it's like, I guess for some reason it just eats and eats a shit ton of RAM. I don't know. I'll just do that. That goes there. Yeah, perhaps a little bit darker, bushy redder. And just nice gradient. Or just sun. And then I could probably just do something like lasso tool this. Lasso tools lion. Or like add super basic desaturate. Or like get rid of this selection. Color the eyes some color. They're like a yellowish. They're like a reddish yellow. Who knows? That'd be different. I'd probably color it like this. Maybe slightly darker, just so contrast even. Yeah, probably make the nose this color too. Yeah, I think at this point, like, I'm just padding work. Like, I'm kind of just getting extra credit for work just to feel like they're getting their money's worth. Because I'm practically done with this, because this is just a black and white animation. I'm just doing this just for my own personal gain. That'll work. Select the lines and then invert that. Then you like change the hue. Now change the hue to make slightly better. Maybe like buff the saturation just a little more. Just darker. It kind of works with like a giant line, but not like for a sun. But for what I've got right now, it totally works. Alright, now for the bull, and then I'll just wrap all the color. Now, can I just select you? Nope, I can't. I have done goofed, so I'm gonna I need to do this the tougher way. I'm actually gonna need to use the wand tool. Yeah, line was faster, but then the bull's much slower. It's not fun, but yeah, What kind of color are you aiming for the bull? Yeah, probably blue. Probably gonna be a blue bull. Blue and whitish. I'd probably like change the line art to be like more of a blue. I'd probably like make a duplicate. Duplicate. I just say duplicate. Whatever. But yeah, I'll probably just go for blue because, you know, blue goes for night. So that makes sense. Or why not? Why not green? Why not green represent night? Because color psychology, of course. You know, even if you draw in that green is night, you probably will need to tilt it more towards the cool side. So like you'll need to add more blues to it in order to make green look like night. Because I don't know if it's like a human brain thing, but usually humans will associate the color blue with night more often than green. Like, I don't even know. Well, it is also, that's also a cultural thing. Like, some cultures will interpret certain colors in certain different ways, depending on, like, which culture it is, yada yada. Like, I guess in Japan and stuff like that, the color white is more associated with death than black. And that's kind of just one of those things where it's kind of just the weird color or, you know, color or cultural exchange stuff. Uh-oh, it's auto-saving. It's kind of weird. I like auto-saving, but sometimes it kind of just ruins my flow. That's kind of weird. But yeah, almost done selecting all this crap. And that should work. Now, make a new layer. Maybe like use this, because I do like this color, it's a nice. Oh. Oh, it's masked. Okay. Alright, I know what's up. Okay, fascinating. That'll work. Anywho's, I can make this work. Yeah, the way layers are set up, it's kind of like you gotta really keep your eyes open for how, I guess, layer relationship, especially if you're using things like clipping masks and, well, normal masks, because if you're masking inside a folder, it masks everything inside that folder. And I know that I sound like John Madden when I say that, especially if you're like experienced with digital art in general. But that's, you know, that's kind of the truth. Like, you gotta deal with layers stuff, and, you know, sometimes it's easier to just go in there and just not deal with layers and stuff like that. So, you know, props to all the people who can just say fuck it to layering and just go in there, just paint. Don't waste your time dealing with layers and stuff like that. I mean, I totally get it. Okay, they're gonna be darker. They're also gonna be more indigo. That's not. I want you darker, but also kind of a little bit more pressed forward. There we are. And you know what? I'm gonna. Oop. Yeah, maybe like add some more snout here. Maybe make you lighter. Then maybe I'll just make you the same color as this, perhaps. I feel like that's the same blue color, maybe. Hey, this will work. No, not really. Like push you, and then that'll work. Kinda, sorta. Blue Bull. You know, there is an energy drink called Blue Cow, and it is supposed to give you the ability to sleep, or like it makes you fall asleep more than energize you and stuff like that. It's pretty interesting. I've been interested in maybe like getting that if I'm like, okay, I flat out can't sleep. And I believe this is more of a I believe it's like a I'm guessing I'm guessing it works more like NyQuil and stuff like that, where it probably just has like a certain probably just has a special dose of whatever drug something, and it causes you to sleep more. So, and it's in a drink form, and you can find it on Amazon. It's Blue Cow. So, obviously the opposite of Red Bull. It's Blue Cow. And yeah, it's pretty funny. It's a nice, it's a nice way of kind of just pitching the item immediately, and people immediately understand what the heck it is. And I think it's probably not good marketing if it hinges on, I guess, people knowing what your competition is. But then again, Red Bull would technically not be competition for, I guess, this specific project or product. So, say what you will with that. Kind of weird with, I suppose, figuring out that sort of dealing. Oh, have I been? Yes, I have. I've been drawing the same layers. Ah, well, I'll live with this. Okay. I will live with this. It's not such a giant deal. Actually, no, the neck would probably be going down. It would be underneath. Could you leave that? This is supposed to be like the veins in a way. I forget which veins they actually are, but those veins are supposed to be more pronounced. That's kind of just what I'm looking at. So here I am, kind of just shining this up. Stealing color from this just to add to the gradients. I may bolster it just a wee, just to have it acknowledge that it's I like the same color. I think tips will probably just be adjusted. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a good, reasonable size for the Copic brush, so I think I could probably mark where the brush goes here. So, yeah, there's still some little hang-ups I have with this Copic brush, but I mean, it's okay. I downloaded it off the Clip Studio download store. But this isn't my brush. This is someone else's brush from the Clip Studio store. Probably some Japan, whatever. I think this is a normal person's store because the text was in Japanese. Like a lot of stuff that's from Japan will just have Japanese text. So you'll know when you know. So kind of just what that goes. But I do try to experiment with the items that I find on the Clip Studio store, but a lot of them are not as useful to me initially. Like, I've downloaded a bunch of 3D models, but I don't really use Clip Studio's 3D modeling setup because it's Clip Studio's 3D modeling setup, plus my computer is still garbage in general. So I don't really do a lot of I don't do a lot of 3D modeling to justify using 3D models in that. But I mean, some things are good with 3D models and stuff like that. I've been able to, I guess, navigate through Blender. If you add more than a few polygons in it does start to slow down just a bit. And it's mostly just a matter of kind of just playing stuff out. I know one time I purchased some 3D models, and they were large enough that, you know, when you open them in Blender, it starts chugging, because I think this model was like an entire room and a half. Like, I think it was real scale. So that's kind of one of those things where you gotta watch out for. I'll probably like reduce the grading with this as well. But yeah, I mean, so far so good. Like, I could probably like duplicate the line art. Duplicate the line art. Merge layers. Then I do alpha lock, fill, and then I can just knock you down just a wee bit. And to see what kind of color would just look best. Oh, black. Push you just dark enough to contrast from the shading. All of a similar enough color to not overwhelm everything. This looks good. But yeah, so far so good. You know, it's a nice pair of tattoos right here. And we're going to crop you. Not crap, it's crop. We're gonna crop these because I like a good crop. Nice and good. And because I'm a cool gent, I'm going to sign my stuff here. MF3. Bada boom. Yeah, I used to have a watermark, but I got lazy from making the brushes. So, you know, it is what it is with this. You know what? Got it. I'll sign the line just for posterity's sake. And I usually have my signatures as close to the inside of the art as possible. So just in case someone does try to crop it out or anything, it's difficult for them to crop it off, crop my art, crop my signature off my art without messing up the art in a significant way. Obviously, it's in a spot where it could easily be photoshopped out, but I'm not gonna fret too hard about it. But you know, it does like make it enough of a hassle that it could just be an issue. And it's also immediately noticeable. It is what it is. Anywho, you know, I'm gonna send these out to my commissioner, and they'll definitely be surprised at what I've done. So, yeah, this is gonna be pretty nice here. Alright, so it's nearly 9, which means it's practically bedtime for me. And, you know, I'm going to pretty much just wrap for the night. And I'll post these online later when I actually get the approval, but overall, I'd say I'm sure he's gonna definitely like these tattoos. And yeah, next stream, either I'm just gonna go back to game developing stuff, or I'm probably just gonna get back to game developing stuff because I'm fairly behind at it. So next stream I'm gonna be actually doing more pixel art, and that should be good. Anywho, thanks for stopping by on this fairly short stream, and yeah, thank you Destiny specifically for having a chat and stopping by my live stream, and I will see you all next time. Have a good night.